Las Bane fans, hi Chicos, it's Richard. Well, here we go. I'm kicking off today on a practice walk for a wonderful charity called the Walk for Life. On the 16th of May, I've agreed to do a 17-kilometre trek with a few friends to raise some funds for this amazing charity here, based here in Albox, where I live. And today I thought I'd go out and have a little practice run. Unfortunately, you can see, even though I've dug out the kind of trekking sun hat where it's been stuck in the wardrobe for for the last year since I did the last trek, I don't think I'm going to need it much today because the skies unfortunately are very grey. It's already been raining this morning. I wanted to share this with you guys. It's a personal thing, I appreciate, but I thought why not, let's share it. And I also wanted to do, as I say, a practice run today and show you some of the wonderful scenery. I'm following a route from Albox to a place called the Saliente monastery, a beautiful monastery, but the route is 17.4 kilometres, and unlike last year's where I did 38, the difference is this is all uphill, up until you reach the Saliente monastery. So I'd like to show you some of the amazing scenery. I'm going to do some little kind of films along the route just so you can get an idea of what we've got here, the wonderful countryside. I'm starting in Albox. I'm just going to go for a nice cup of coffee and a tostada, so a little bit of sustenance, perfectly reasonable. So join me on the route. So just leaving Albox, and there's my destination, 17.2 kilometres. I'm not going to do the whole route today. This is just a little practice run. As I mentioned at the start, I brought out my old faithful trekking sun hat, but to be honest, it's protecting me from the rain now. When I kind of decide what challenge, if you like, want to put together to raise funds for the Walk for Life, I kind of always opt for the walking routes because it takes me back to many happy days walking the Camino Santiago. Not quite the same because I won't be bumping into fellow pilgrims en route and enjoying a nice cerveza in the sunshine, but hey, very refreshing, good for the soul, this walking, you know. So passing a typical, or rather grand in this case, Spanish townhouse, but this, oh wow, look at these. I don't know if that's Philadelphia or not. I'm sure one of you will be able to let me know, but it looks amazing. Duck down here. And yeah, I'm going to shelter from the rain for a second. I know I've only just started, but I'm going to see if the rain stops. I'm going to pop in for a nice coffee and a tostada here at Barwasi, and then I'll resume the trek. So I hope this will give me the fuel needed to propel me uphill, but gosh, can you hear the rain here? Oh my golly. Not looking forward to this, but hey ho, gotta be done. So I've had to bite the bullet. The rain's not stopping, and I've now left Albox, and I'm just coming, well, I'm only about a kilometre outside of Albox now. Rain's not really abated. Being kept cheered up by the fab Cat Dog and Charlie on Al Maria Radio. Some excellent tunes. I think they're putting some on specially for me, so you can see I'm literally just outside of Albox, 1 kilometre, and already I'm really kind of in countryside as opposed to a town setting. Getting into the rhythm now, albeit decidedly wet. I'm keeping an eye. There's normally some wonderful wildlife along here, but so far 3 wet pussies is about as far as it's come. Sorry, didn't mean to be rude there. Normally that would be a fantastic, spectacular vista there behind me, but as you can see, just grey, grey, grey. So I'm going to keep going, and I'll keep you posted and do a couple more films en route. So about 10 minutes walking outside of Albox now. Although it's up, I'll be honest, the gradient hasn't been too steep. I think the wicked thing about this route is the closer you get up to the monastery, the steeper and steeper and more windy the roads get. But bit disappointed, I've got to say, with the amount of vehicular traffic, but then I'm walking on a main road. I'm sure there's some wonderful tracks and stuff that are off of here. I can see the main rambler down below me, but because it's raining so much, that'll be very wet and muddy, and I don't know the tracks well enough, so I'm not going to risk venturing off-road, but the downside of that is I've got loads of cars buzzing me by every 2 seconds. I'm just coming past here, the entrance to the fantastic Albox tennis club. They've got tennis courts, paddle courts, lovely gymnasium, bar, restaurant, and better still, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, which in the summer is spectacular. And I think you can join that for a month for around €30 per person, and that gives you unlimited access. So fantastic value and a brilliant club. And gosh, I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like the rain stopped. So just now wandering up for a little hamlet called Apr. Very, very popular with the Spanish. There's some absolute mansions of houses on either side of this road, and predominantly there are a few expats who live here, but predominantly these are Spanish-owned properties, and they're country home, weekend home, often known by lots of Spanish who work 5 minutes drive down the road in Albox. But of course in the town you can't have these large detached properties with the big garages and the outside space, so they pick this location. You won't be able to see it from here, but now the rain stopped, I'm surrounded by orange groves, and they've just come into blossom, and the smell is absolutely beautiful, stunning. And thanks as well to the, as I said, I've been buzzed by lots of cars, but I've also had 4 people peep and wave. Hiya Carly, thanks for that. Hi Ashmel, thanks for that. June as well, keeps me going. Oh my God, here we go. Just what you need. Kind of traffic, there's no pavements on this route, unfortunately, and well, there wouldn't be, it's out in the countryside now, so I haven't got wonderful pavements and lighting and all this kind of thing, so I've got to watch out for the big lorries and the motorbikes and everything flying along at a great rate of knots. But to be honest, on the foot, very good condition, just the annoyance of all the vehicles. I don't know if you can see in the background, you know, there's loads and loads of groves here, olive, citrus. I can see some fig trees, some pomegranates, and the poppies are all out in blossom as well, which is all out in flower. Absolutely amazing. Well, that was nice. He actually slowed down then to let me walk past. So continuing walking through Apr, and I came across these rather chatty guys. Looks like Mr. and Mrs. Whole load of lovely chickens there. I suppose you could define that as free range. What drew my attention though is this is one of the, well, you hear a lot of this on social media and Facebook and stuff, especially from dog owners. I don't know if you can see there, this is one of the pine trees, and in all the branches there's these clusters of almost like white web, and these are these caterpillars that hatch out and are very, very poisonous to any of our canine dog friends. So normally once a year, they're not in abundance here, I have to say, but they are around, and when the caterpillars come out, unfortunately, they form trails, walk across roads, and if your dogs happen to kind of go anywhere near them or step on them, then it can cause them a lot of problems. So what normally happens is once a year these branches with the nests in are cut down and literally burnt, which is the best thing that can happen to them. I don't know if you're getting a kind of view of this, but all along this road, very good condition, you've got, as I say, some fairly palatial houses and some little 2-bed cottages and stuff, but literally they form a single line, left or right, on either side of the road, and then they're absolutely lucky because behind them it just opens out into the most glorious open countryside. And like from where I am now, for example, they're what, not even 6 minutes drive into the centre of Albox town, where they've got all the amenities, yet here they are now out in the open countryside. Beautiful. The birds are back now singing. God, we might even see a little glimmer of blue sky and sunshine coming. Keep you posted. So still in the heart of Apr, and right in the centre here there's a lovely little bar, restaurant come village store. I can't be sure of the name, I think it's Bar Juana's. As I say, I don't know this area particularly well, so, and I certainly haven't walked this route before, but I'm not going to stop there because I'm only 25 minutes in to the walk, and that's a little bit too quick to take a refreshment and a drinks break. I don't know if you can see some of the houses here. There's some wonderful country homes. I don't know if you can look over there in the distance, you'll see. They're certainly big, a lot of them, and some of them are a wee bit ornate for my taste, but they're not my property, so that doesn't really matter. But you can maybe see the appeal of living in a location like this. Not that I'm walking along, you're not seeing kind of for sale board. I don't think they come up on the market very often. As I said, these are Spanish-owned homes and often probably second generation. And the Spanish very much tend to keep the properties within the family. It's calmed down a little bit now in terms of the traffic as well. I think the further we're getting out, I think I'm now 4.5, possibly 5 kilometres. Maybe not even that far, maybe only 3 out of town, but already the roads are getting more quiet the further I'm coming out. Most of the time now all I can hear is just bird song and the odd dove cooing away. I've dropped my mask now because I'm counting myself as out in the countryside. I haven't bumped into one other pedestrian yet. Well, I suppose that makes sense. Very few as bonkers as I am. Comes under Loch Apr again, but this is a little hamlet residential called Los Quiles. Again, it's not really worthwhile me pointing out all the names of these little places because you don't see them widely publicised on Google. They're very difficult to find on Google Maps and stuff. Yeah, opening up nicely now. I think I'm going to aim to do about 10 flips today. In a good way into it now. Always kind of impresses me as I'm going to live dangerously now. You know, here I am walking down a country lane in the middle of nowhere. I don't know if you can see up there, I've got Mr. and Mrs. Peacock, and I think I've just kind of interrupted their Saturday morning stroll. Charlie and Cat Dog on Almeria Radio said I should keep my eye out for any wildlife. I wouldn't really count this as seeing these in their natural habitat, but they are running free. I don't know if you can see them dashing around the olive groves there. Always been a surprise, I think, as, I mean, again, you can't pick it up from here, but I've passed some beautiful kind of birds. I think this is a ornithologist's paradise, and these guys have got it right. Lots of the birds that are native in the UK, finches, goldfinches, greenfinches, migrate over to Spain and overwinter, effectively, before flying back over to you guys in the summer. I mean, there's a lot of stunning native birds that you don't get in the UK, but we also, at this time of year, the winter and the spring, the hedgerows and everything are full of, we have robins, we have, you know, you've seen Jenny wrens and everything that all must have migrated, I suppose, from the UK to get away from the cold weather. Hello, mate. Yeah, and as I say, they kind of fly in here. They've got the life, haven't they? It's a bird's life, not a dog's life. Fly in over winter and then fly back to the UK when it's a little bit warmer. So yeah, not sure if you can see there in the distance because it's still very murky. I think the sun's coming out, but those range of mountains, the biggest one there in the middle, is the target for the 16th of May. Got to be bonkers, but sure we can do it. As I said earlier, I've got an intrepid gang, not a big one, but a small gang of avid walkers who will be joining me, hopefully for this challenge. But yeah, from down here, that looks one spectacular, but also kind of a wee bit of an achievement going to be required, I think, on the 16th. Let's face it, none of us are getting any younger that are doing this walk. Although saying that, last year I was put to shame by an ex-Belgian paratrooper who was, I think, 72. He'll probably kill me because he's probably 70. And his wife, who's roughly the same age, and they put me to shame, kind of storming ahead and getting into the destination on last year's walk, probably a kilometre before me. So hopefully this year I'll be able to keep up. So I'm just coming up now into, I've left Loch Apr, if you like, and I'm coming up to a little hamlet called Llanos de los Horres, which I'll do a little film in. It's a very small hamlet, but you've got a chemist there, wonderful bakery, and now I understand the new bar, so I'll film that as we go through. So I've just wandered into now a little hamlet, as I said, called Llanos de los Horres, and there's essentially a very useful pharmacy, I think a GP surgery here, And just on my left where I'm going to stop now for a quick cup of coffee is a wonderful panaderia bakery, wonderful fresh bread that they've also converted half of it now into a bar. You can join me on that one. Difficult. Haven't seen a car for 5 minutes, and as soon as I come across the road to get a coffee, then that's what I get. But just scanning around for you, look, they've added this beautiful new outside terrace and converted half the bakery into a bar. So I'm going to stop in there now and get a well-earned brew and then carry on. I've hit the 4 kilometre marker now, I think 4 kilometres, 4.2. So, you know, not too much into the route, but enough to justify a drink. Yeah, so not all bad this walking, Larky, you know. Yeah, coffee, as promised. Nice fresh bread rolls in the bag there, and sustenance, don't you know? Which one to choose? So, up and up and up we go. Just coming into a place called Saliente Bajo. So, the lower part of Saliente. Now that the rain's cleared, I have to say this is actually turning into a perfect day for a walk. Getting a good pace on now. It's fresh, it's clear, peaceful, and as I've left Albox, the number of cars have thinned out dramatically, and it's actually turning out to be very enjoyable. One thing that has struck me is, I know I've just stopped off and you've seen there for a much needed brew, but unlike our walk last year, guys, there was an abundance of kind of watering holes, refreshment stops that we could take advantage of in this more rural setting. They're obviously a lot thinner on the ground, so note to self, make sure when we do the big walk on the 16th, supplies, chocolate of course, energy drinks, anything that we're going to need to keep us going, and as I learned last year, a decent pair of shoes. Sorted in that department. Hope you're getting a nice feel of this. As I say, it's now we're getting further away from the town. Still houses either side of the road, left and right, but they're a lot more spread out. And just really wonderful open countryside. Going to be quick here, has been a wee bit cheeky, but wow. Someone's private home. I've just wandered up the drive to look at this. That's a beautiful spring garden, isn't it? Look at the colour. All the lovely irises. Absolutely beautiful. Very much like this time of year. I mean, admittedly, I don't like the rain so much, but if the rain's not there, this is a gorgeous time of year. But that's lovely little meadow garden, I suppose. So, guys and girls, I've just reached the 6 kilometre mark, 6 kilometres outside of Albox. The battery's going flat, as am I. But I'm going to turn around in a minute and head back to town, because once I've walked back to the car, that'll be just over 12 kilometres today, 2/3 of the intended route on the 16th of March. So it's not been easy, I won't say it has, but I think it's going to be achievable. I hope that you've appreciated this film today, and also the ones we've posted before, you know, which we've done on our YouTube channel, really to highlight for when you can get back some of the wonderful things we've got here on our doorstep. We've done beach walks, we've done town centre walks, and today one in the open countryside, really just to give you a contrast of some of the fantastic, if you're lucky enough to own a home here in Almeria or are thinking of coming over to get one, this is what awaits. And wow, absolutely fantastic day today once that rain had cleared. Now, I appreciate this is a very personal video because we're doing this challenge, a 17 kilometre walk up on the 16th of May to raise funds, much needed funds, for a cause that's very close to our hearts and has touched on a lot of people here in Arbeláez and Albox and Almeria, the Walk for Life Cancer Charity. So if you'd like to help us out with this, then really a few euros would go such a long way, and every penny that you can offer in terms of sponsorship will be so much appreciated and extremely well used. If you would like to help us and make a donation or sponsor us on our big walk, then just private message us. You can find us via Khalida Homes on Facebook, or put a comment on this video and we'll be in touch with you. But please do help if you can. So I'll say goodbye now, guys. Have a fantastic weekend. Hope the weather's a little bit better where you are. but we're not going to worry because I know the sun will be back soon. Take care, and of course, yet again, if you've enjoyed this video, please do give us a thumbs up, it means the world. Do subscribe to our channel, and also press the bell so you get notified of any other videos that we post. Take care, guys. Hasta pronto. See you soon.